What's up, everybody? Welcome to ZTV Presents Stupid Stuff. I am Paiper Zombie, your host as always, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about this young man. His name is Jahseh Onfroy, otherwise known by his stage name, XXX Tentacion. He's the rapper who was shot and killed on the 18th of June of this year, 2018, when some people ran up on his car and robbed him. Now, I never personally listened to any of his work, but I became aware of him when this video of his went viral. Have a look.
Announcement. If you want me to make music, tell Ski Mask to be my friend again. Tell Ski Mask to be my friend again and I will make music. Tell him to be my friend again.
So what that video was all about is that XXX Tentacion and his friend Ski Mask the Slump God, these names, right? They used to be in a group together called Members Only, but once the group got popular, the two decided to go separate ways and into solo careers. And nobody ever knew why they did this, but Tentacion will go on to post another video after the one we just watched, where he alludes to the idea that the separation happened because Ski Mask used him. He says Ski Mask used him to get to where he wanted to be in the industry. And then once he got there, then Ski Mask was like, hey, see you later. Have a nice life. So, of course, Tentacion's fans did as they were asked, and they reached out to Ski Mask in an attempt to get them to come together and be friends again. That's when Ski Mask made this post. Now, if you're like me, you're trying to figure out what is that all about, because it looks like some crazy talk, doesn't it? I mean, sacrificed? Who uses that kind of terminology? I would have expected Ski Mask to say something like, I was supposed to get whacked on some crazy stuff, so no, I didn't just separate myself for no reason. But he uses sacrifice, like somebody was going to get him and kill him, like sacrifice him for something. So, did he really mean that exactly like it sounded? Well, check this out. I'm about to show you a clip from an interview that was done with an adult actress by the name of Marsha May. Now, it's no secret that these adult actresses and models come in contact with many celebrities, especially those in the music industry, particularly rappers. In this clip, Marsha is talking about a former workmate of hers, and then she starts talking about Tentacion. Check it out.
For a different day. But yeah, so once I started doing shoots for them, back to this model house guy. Yeah. So I moved into the model house. He started, the guy that had the model house, he was a male talent too. I actually can't stand him. His name's Bruno. He does some satanic shit now with the girls.
That's on Google Lux, right?
Yeah, you know him?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I met him a couple times, in clubs and stuff.
He's a no one's around. He sacrifices a girl's soul when he fucks them on top of his bed. Because he has, the gates of hell pentagon drawn underneath his bed. And he sacrifices a girl's soul on top of the bed when he fucks them. So, let the world know that, because that is some real demonic shit, and that's not cool. No, that's some real shit that needs to be publicized. Anyways.
I did not know that.
And that revolves around XXX tension too,
because all that whole scene and stuff is in there getting
XXX does the same thing.
For real?
Yeah, he sacrifices his best friend's soul, Ski Mask. Sacrificed his soul.
Is that what we're talking about in the freshman? The cipher?
Yeah. It's real.
You heard that, right? You heard what she said. And it sounds like we just stepped into the Twilight Zone now, doesn't it? Now, I do have to bring up that this was the type of image that Tentacion had created for himself. He was known for wearing stuff like this. Yeah, it's cute, huh? Even his name is a nod to this very hat that you see in this picture. If you know anything about numerology, there's a system where numerical value is assigned to letters of the alphabet. So when you have it set up, it looks like this. And as you can see, certain numbers have a designated group of letters assigned to them. Look at which number X is assigned to. Now you see where this is going. XXX equals 666. And the name Tentacion is Spanish for the word temptation. So put it together and we've got 666 temptation. Now, to go along with this, Tentacion was also known for live streaming with his audience. And he was known for talking about some very interesting stuff. Like, we're talking stuff that a rapper wouldn't be talking about. Like, he talks about positive and negative energy. And he talks about getting hate sent his way and how he gets hate and how that's negative energy. And he says how he could take that negative energy and transmute it into positive energy. So he welcomes anyone who sends him hate to send it because he'll just change it into positive energy and he'll be all right. I mean, I just have to ask one question. What other rapper in the history of the world has ever used metaphysics as a major and constant talking point with their audience? And he doesn't just scratch the surface with this discussion either. Like, he gets deep into it. And the metaphysics he talks about, unfortunately, they happen to be the ones that are usually associated with Luciferianism or devil worship. But I mean, that doesn't seem out of place, right? Because considering his image, this messes right up his alley. However, Tentacion did a live stream just days before he was killed. And the whole thing is almost 5 minutes long, so I'm not going to put that up, but I will show you a clip from the most important part of it. So check it out.
I've gone through my fair share of destruction and pain in the process to get where I've gotten, and I know that anything is possible. And I really just want, at least, if all right, let's say worst thing comes to worst, I die a tragic death or some shit, and I'm not able to see out my dreams, I at least want to know that the kids perceived my message and were able to make something of themselves and able to take my message and use it and turn it into something positive, and to at least have a good life. I at least, if I'm gonna die or ever be a sacrifice, I want to make sure that my life made at least 5 million kids happy, or they found some sort of answers or resolve in my life, regardless of the negative around my name, regardless of the bad things people say to me. I don't give a because I know my goal in the end, and I know what I want for everyone, and I know what my message is.
How about that? That's a very odd statement to make, isn't it? At first you had Ski Mask referring to sacrifice in regards to Tentacion wanting to do it to him. Then you turn around and you have Tentacion talking about in regards to it being done to himself. But then he doesn't even stop here. Sometime after the stream we just watched, but before Tentacion's death, Tentacion issues this post right here. Now this is in reference to a beef that had started between Tentacion and another rapper named Drake. Yeah, that one. In one of his songs, Drake emulated Tentacion's style that he uses when he raps, and Tentacion didn't take too lightly to that. So Tentacion released a diss track, and then Drake turned around and released a pseudo response track. I say pseudo because there's a section on the track where Drake makes a reference to someone called XXX. And in the song he's saying, why do they keep shooting XXX when they know he's dead? Then it goes on to reference that XXX was shot in the neck. Now ironically, this would go on to turn out to be exactly the way Tentacion was killed. He was shot in the neck, but this track was made before Tentacion's death. But if you thought that was something, this is where things really get strange. Just days after Tentacion's death, the record company releases his final music video called Sad. And in this video, Tentacion comes into contact with the demon and makes a bargain with it. The demon says it will give Tentacion all the things he wants in the world, as long as Tentacion will use his music to spread the demon's message and influence along to his fans. It results in this duality kind of style fight where the new Tentacion, who has made a deal with the demon, has to go and fight the old Tentacion, who hasn't made a deal with the demon at all. And it results in the new Tentacion killing off his old self and coming out of the confrontation victorious. And I'm not going to show any pictures from the video because I honestly wouldn't advise anybody to watch it. I think the record company has some audacity in releasing some mess like this after the artist was killed. Like, for real though? Are we this tacky now? I mean, I don't care how much money you spent on the video. It should have gone into the vault never to be seen again because the thing is exploitive to the next power. Like, the video doesn't even start off right. It opens with the demon talking directly to the viewer before it ever talks to Tentacion. It's just two eyes staring at you. And this demon tells the viewer that just by watching the video, the viewer is contributing to the demon's cause. And it's like the demon is putting a spell on the viewer and pulling that viewer into their thrall. Then after all that, we get to the deal with Tentacion. So, I mean, it's been many rumors for a long time about the music industry. Hell, you know what? About the entertainment industry as a whole and how they all get down. And all us comment folk have always been like, that's not possible. Like, I mean, that can't be real. Like, these people don't really worship the devil and they don't really sacrifice people and they don't really go out there and do all that crazy sex stuff and orgies and messing around with kids and all of that mess. Because, I mean, who would do that? There's crazy people in the world, but what kind of people would do that? Like, that's just cold. That's heartless. That would be the worst person in the world. Who would do that? It's just crazy. But then you have receipts like this that show up that make you think maybe it's not so crazy after all. And these aren't even the first sets of receipts to show up. The person who actually got me all into the receipts is a person by the name of Cat Williams. And for those who don't know who he is a comedian who was rising up in the industry. And like, I mean, he was really coming up. And then all of a sudden, it was like his career just took a kidney shot. All of a sudden, he was getting in trouble. He was getting arrested. It was one point where in the space of a week, he got arrested 5 times in the space of a week. And, people wouldn't book him. It was like he was getting into fights. It just literally seemed like they were just killing his career. And the reason why was because Cat Williams was known for providing plenty of receipts in his comedic routine. And sometimes in even his interviews where he was talking about his experience as he was coming up in Hollywood. And so the clip I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys all with to close out is Cat Williams talking about the very first time he got to go to one of the big legendary Hollywood mansion parties.
They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that damn long. I'm excited in a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the damn rooms, and you around and look in the wrong room and shit. Come here, come here. Is that two kissing? Is one of them Professor Ovi? He came out the closet. He came out the closet. Oh my God, a rubber. Shut the goddamn door.